The very first time a 3ds Max user launches the application, he or she may see a screen asking, "Do you want the classic or the design standard interface and preferences?" And you can choose either in that window because you can just change those preferences later in the program. So it doesn't matter whether you choose classic or design. Once you get past that screen, you will see the so-called welcome screen, which is what we have here. And this just gives us some links to some external resources and a couple of helpful tips. If you don't want to see that, then you can turn off Show this welcome screen at startup. This option actually doesn't show up the very first time you launch the program. I can turn it off now and then close the welcome screen. And if you don't see that little Show this welcome screen at startup checkbox, you can just go into the welcome screen again from the help menu, welcome screen, and then here you can turn the switch on or off. We're looking at the default workspace, and we can choose a different workspace from the pull-down list up here in the upper right corner of the application. So instead of default, I can choose a different one. Let's try the modular mini workspace. And what that does is it changes up this toolbar up here. And we see that we've got some different options there. We could try a different workspace. Let's go for the Alt menu and toolbar workspace. And that loads in, and now we have a toolbar here on the top and another one on the side over here on the left. Go back up to the workspaces. We could also choose the Design Standard interface. And that is one with larger buttons that resemble other Autodesk applications, such as Revit. If we want to customize the workspaces, we can just drag and drop some of these elements around. We'll take a look at that later in the course. Right now, we'll just go back to the default workspace, and we'll be using that throughout this course. Additionally, if you want to, you can go into a window to manage the workspaces. So I can choose Workspaces, Manage Workspaces. And within here, we can create our own workspaces or delete or modify the existing ones. Close that window. And that's just a brief introduction to choosing workspaces in 3ds Max.